All right, let's talk about a term you're probably hearing everywhere these days, AGI, or Artificial General Intelligence. It gets thrown around in sci-fi movies, in tech news, but what does that general part really mean?
Okay, first things first. Let's do a quick thought experiment. When I say the letters AI, what's the very first image that pops into your head? Just take a second and picture it.
I'm willing to bet you're picturing something straight out of the movies, right? A thinking, feeling machine that has its own goals, its own desires, a HAL 9000, Data from Star Trek, maybe even the Terminator. And that image, that whole sci-fi vision, is actually the perfect place to start.
So let's start with a reality check on the AI we have today. Now, what if I told you that the AI we all use every single day, the stuff that's powering your phone, your Netflix recommendations, even your car, is absolutely nothing like those robots from the movies?
I mean, it's not even in the same ballpark. The reality of AI in our world today is way more specialized and, honestly, in some ways, it's even more interesting than fiction.
So this is where we need to draw a really clear line in the sand. The AI we all imagine is a generalist. It's flexible, it can do pretty much anything. But the AI we actually have, it's a specialist, and it's built to do one very specific thing.
Yeah, what we've got right now is something called narrow AI. Think about the algorithm that suggests your next song on Spotify, or a program that can destroy any human at chess, or even the software that helps doctors find tiny tumors in X-rays. They are absolute, undeniable geniuses at their one single job. Here's a great way to think about it. A narrow AI is like a master keymaker. You can give it any lock in the world and it will crack the perfect key for it faster and better than any human could. But ask that same AI why we even need locks or what security means, and it's just blank. It's totally lost. It doesn't understand. So what's the missing ingredient here?
And that brings us to our next section, what general means. Because that missing ingredient, well, it's been hiding in plain sight this whole time. It's right there in the name. Artificial General Intelligence.
It all comes down to that one simple word, general. And believe me, that one word changes absolutely everything. It's the difference between a tool that is incredibly good at one thing and a mind that can learn to be good at, well, anything.
This is the big one. This is the dream of AI research, or for some people, the fear. An AGI could, in theory, learn to be a world-class physicist and then, on a whim decide to write a symphony and maybe after that learn how to be a plumber, all using the same core flexible intelligence, just like a person.
So if we go back to our analogy, an AGI isn't just the keymaker, it's the master locksmith. It doesn't just solve the problem you give it, it understands the fundamental principles behind the problem. It gets the whole idea of security, so it can invent entirely new kinds of locks and keys you've never even dreamed of.
Which brings us to the ghost in the code. I mean, this all sounds incredible, right? So where is it? Why don't we have it yet? Well, it's because building AGI isn't just a bigger coding project. It's a deeply philosophical one.
I mean, really think about it. How would you explain to a computer using just ones and zeros that water makes things wet? Or that you probably shouldn't hold a cat upside down? These are things we just know. We know them without knowing how we know them. That's common sense, and it is brutally hard to program.
And what about creativity? Sure, we've got AI that can generate some absolutely stunning art and incredibly complex music. But is it creating from a place of understanding, from intent, from feeling? Or is it just doing a masterful, mind-bogglingly complex remix of the millions of human creations it's already seen? Does it actually know what beauty is?
And that, of course, leads us to the biggest and maybe the spookiest question of them all. That little spark of self-awareness you have right now, listening to me talk, that feeling of, I am here. What is that? Could you ever really replicate that in silicon, or is it something more?
And that leads us to our final section, the great unknown. Look, we just don't have the answers to these questions. Not yet, anyway. But the incredible thing is, the pursuit of AGI forces us to face them head-on.
So the real takeaway here isn't just about the technology. It's about us. In the process of trying to build an artificial mind, we're forced to hold up a mirror and ask ourselves what it really means to have a mind in the first place.
And that is the ultimate question we have to leave you with. If we ever actually pull this off, if we succeed in creating a true AGI, what have we made? Is it just a better, smarter tool, or have we created another thinker to share the universe with? The answer to that question is going to define our future. If you like this explainer, please remember to subscribe. It really honestly helps us out and lets us make more of these for you. And tell your friends. Also, if you enjoy breaking down these huge ideas, you have to check out our other channel where we explain all these concepts as a caveman. It's a ton of fun, and the link is right there in the description.